Rangers, welcome to Super Report Reviews. My name's Steve.
My name's Arnes.
And today I'll be going over the X-Plus Garage Toys 30cm Godzilla 1975 from the film Terror of MechaGodzilla.
Wait, does that mean you get them in the garage sales?
I wish. Why can't any garage sales in my area ever have anything good like this? Like, the best thing I ever found was somebody was selling, like, their, like, lot of G.I. Joes that their kid had. And I was like, you know what? I'm not interested in G.I. Joe, but I could sell these. So I was like, how much do you just want for this entire tub? And the lady came up to me and was like, oh, hold on a minute. I have this collector's book from like 1990 something. Let's value it out of this thing. And I was like, no, I'm just walking away. I'm sorry.
What the
I went like 2 houses down and bought a Beetleborg. Hold on a second. This Beetleborg right here. But yeah, there's never anything like remotely interesting around my place.
That's not true. I actually found the 2000 Godzilla on DVD and the 98 at a garage sale one time.
The one you could go buy like a FYE used. Both of
I
them
only
used.
pay 50
both.
cents. 50 cents.
50 cents ain't bad. Well, I got, what was it, the movie poster from Pacific Rim? I got that for like 50 cents at a yard sale.
There was somebody who was trying to sell one of those Taco Bell cups you remember from the 98.
Yeah.
They're like $5 for a plastic Taco Bell cup. I'm like, wait a minute.
Should have bought it. I would have bought it.
I feel like you're trying to jip me.
I would have haggled them a little bit, but I would have bought that thing. Well, I already have it, though. But yeah, anyways, if we're here for this figure here, which finally completes the 30cm set for the film. Because we had MechaGodzilla 75 and we had Titanosaurus. We were just missing the big G right here. This is the first 30cm that's in the 70s era.
Well, I mean, don't forget, Steve, there's somebody who asked us to paint his nails, too, on the channel, you know, so I guess we want to paint his nails today. What color you want to paint them? There's blue here. I see pink.
Those are all translucent. Those wouldn't work so well. I do have some upstairs, but I'd rather airbrush it if I was going to do anything.
He a pretty monster. He deserves better attention.
He does. His nails need to be treated like, oh, that's what I could do. I could take him to one of those beauty salons around here. But anyways, we're just going to get into the figure, I guess. Without further ado, for the packaging, pretty basic for what you get for X Pluses, where you have the more grainy texture on the front, well, not texture, but appearance on the front. With the figure inside the packaging, Godzilla 1975, came out 2017, Plex X Plus. Nothing else really on the box other than some legal mumbo jumbo I can't understand on the back of the package. So let's get him open up out of his cardboard prison. Alright, so now we got him open up out of his cardboard prison. First things first, you will have to attach his tail. Goes in right here at the base. You just heat up the base here with a hair dryer for about like 15-20 seconds, and then you just cram the tail in there pretty much. But outside of that, first things first, for the pose, I like it. Looks kind of combat ready. Looks like he's about to get ready to do like judo throw somebody.
Really? I think the pose is odd.
And it's kind of like what I expect from like Showa, especially like later Showa, with his arms kind of just upraised and kind of just ready for anything.
No, the pose makes his hands look small.
They do. We'll get into that in just a second. Also, too, I want to point out, like, the tail to me looks really small.
Told you, should have just left it out and, like, you know, hung it on your, like, display shelf, like, behind him a little bit down.
Yeah, we did an unboxing over on the Geek Chest, and that was one of the things brought up. Though, like, I don't know. It just seems like it should be a little longer. Like, it's been a bit since I've watched the movie. But, I don't know. It just seems kind of stubby to me. But it's also, like, folding in on itself right here, which I think is pretty cool. Arnes is knocking things over.
I didn't even touch it. Don't you blame it on me.
You touched that, which chain reaction to everything else.
Steve, why do you have this? Never mind. I'm not even going to ask.
I was testing stuff. Testing for atomic blast effects. He's, you know, like, if you cut it, he's doing his atomic blast.
It's weird.
You're weird.
Yes, I am. Hey, give me back my toy.
No. Focus on the video. But yeah, like, for the pose, for the most part for me, I like it. Like, I do like the way the tail's kind of bending in on itself and coming off to the side. It just, like, the proportions seem a bit off. But anyways, for a closer look at his details. Head sculpt, gorgeous. Like, it's pretty much what I remember from the film Terror of MechaGodzilla.
I like the way his mouth looks like fleshy.
Yeah, well, on the side, it looks really good. Like, for this kaiju, like, the side profile on him is fantastic.
Steve, Why does he look like 64? His mouth.
No, 64 is bulldog face. He has curled Muppet face. There's a difference. This guy looks like he could have been made by Jim Henson.
I don't know. To me, from this side, it looks like he's got that bulldog jaw going on right there.
Nope, definitely knows. Nope, definitely much prettier than the 64, if I do say so myself.
Nope. One of a kind. 64.
Oh, yeah, he's one of a kind, all right. Anyways, his eyes look pretty good. For me, though, they look kind of glazed over.
Honestly, it looks like GMK's eyes.
Sort of. Like, if anything, that looks more 64 to me than anything. Or it's kind of like hazed over. Like, I wish they would use a brighter white for the eyes there. It would have really helped to make that pop a little more. But it's got some detailing here for the nose. Looks really good. You can see the dorsal spine starting to come up from the top of his head. Very predominant eyebrows. Teeth are all individually painted. Goes all the way to the back of the throat. Can't really notice a ton. Like, I see some semblance in there. But it's really hard with his more enclosed mouth. And then starting to move down, his neck looks good. Got some more folding of the suit on the sides there. Looks pretty cool. Same with on this side too. Looks a little uneven, which I do appreciate. Then you guys, dorsal spine starting to form at the top of the head. And then get bigger as you go down to the base of the back. Then, like, the one thing that's kind of always been a little weird about this Godzilla is you have, like, his 4 more larger dorsal spines, and then it just kind of stops. And like that's always was kind of weird on this suit, but this suit was more designed for combat scenes.
Is it like that in the movies too?
Well, yeah, it's like that in the film. It's just because a lot of this Godzilla is definitely more moving around and meant to be agile, and you don't really want the dorsal spines really getting in the way of that. But what's kind of odd is they're silver, which is sort of correct, but
sort of.
Well, for me, like, especially, like, looking up images and stuff, like, this always seemed like it should be a little brighter. Like a bright gray. But this one's more like shiny metallic silver. Which works.
It is definitely shiny, though, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's very shiny. And then you get that for pretty much going down his tail. And then once you get to the pretty much the first predominant bend, it's just the one set of dorsal spines coming down, and then you pretty much lose the paint right about here towards the tip of the tail. And since we're at the tail has this really nice fold here on the side, which I really like, because you can tell where like the wire would have been holding onto this, and then it just kind of folds over. Looks really cool. And then he has a very rounded tail too at the tip here.
His tail does look rounded, doesn't it?
Oh no, like this guy's was always super rounded, but yeah, just for me, it looks short.
It's stubby.
Well, because like I think of when I think of like this suit a lot of the time is like the Megalon where he's like doing his kangaroo kick, and I don't see how he could do that with this one. It seems like it should like at least be a little longer, but still looks nice.
You just can't help yourself but bring that kick up, can you?
I love that kick. And then we get to his arms, which one thing for me is it looks correct. But it's just odd, is he has very tiny hands.
I think, like I told you, I think it's the pose.
Like, they do kind of bend in a little bit, so, like, if they were more straightened up, it'd be a little longer. But, yeah, he's got very baby hands.
Baby hands.
He's got baby hands. He's got a strong, like, which one would be the strong hand? I don't understand.
They both are.
It's like Kamada-kun and Shinagawa-kun, like the little skit we did.
Oh, poor guys.
Who's gonna pick him up? Like this is like the most Shin Godzilla hand-looking thing out of all the Godzillas. But yep, you can see where the seam line, where the arms connect into the figure here on this side, and also on this side as well. If you got the Brick Boy of this one, you got him actually holding onto the severed MechaGodzilla head.
Really?
Yeah, I got the standard because I'm gonna have them all posing next to each other anyways. I thought it'd be kind of weird for him holding on to MechaGodzilla's head and MechaGodzilla just be right next to him.
That would be amazing. If he's from the past.
Past and future.
This is what's going to happen to you, sir, right here.
Oh, yeah. And then moving down his body, where you get a little bit of a guts on the front section here with that one more rounded chest piece thing that he always had.
What is that?
I don't know, because you think it'd be like his abdomen, but it like goes up into his into his chest. So it was always kind of weird. Like, it's just like a callus.
It looks like
one
he ate
giant
something
callus.
and it's still stuck inside of him.
Could be. And then you get a little bit more of the folding of the suit towards the
It's
groin.
called fat, Steve. Fupas.
Pudge?
Yes.
Got pudge everywheres. One thing too about this Godzilla is he's charcoal gray, but some of the gray on him, especially with like my studio lighting here, but here and there he has a little bit of like sporadic highlights of lighter gray.
He was trying to be a pretty Godzilla.
I think he is. Like, even like right here at the base of the tail, you notice it a lot more. But it just kind of helps to show off the scaling on him a little bit better. Same with the legs, look really nice, very lean for Godzilla. I think we said that for like the last X-Plus too, very lean for the 2000s.
Yeah.
But his legs are actually kind of long though. As you can see, like going up into his body.
He needs the leg power for the kangaroo kick, as you would say.
True. Like, especially for like the Showa or the later Showas, like the 70s era. Like, this Godzilla definitely, like, proportion-wise is way more human than some of the other ones. Because you even got like his more rounded kneecaps and then 3 toes. One thing that I don't like about this figure, for sure, is that none of his nails are painted. As you can see here on the toenails and then also on the fingers. They're just the same charcoal gray as the rest of the suit. Now, you can make the argument that, like, wear and tear wise, the paint would be coming off anyways. So the suit might have lost some of the paint on the nails too. But, like, looking back at photos and stuff, like, he has paint on him.
Well, the thing is, this is the damaged version, Steve. So this is when he tried to grab the shield, you know, and they...
Oh yeah, he tries to get through the barrier and just wears down on his nose. Well, then explain this.
He was trying to crawl up to it with his knees, too.
Just tried kicking it for, like, last-ditch effort.
Yeah.
Like, I guess there's a little bit of coloring on the nails, but...
No, there isn't, dude.
I still, like...
It's weird.
I'm not a fan. Not a fan. And then on the bottom of his feet, you get some copyright information. And then I like, too, that even though it's more flattened here where the tail is connecting to the ground, but they still kept the detail on the undersection.
I'm so worried about these figures like that. It's that just like what happened to Shin, you know. The paint will come off on the bottom like that.
Oh, these ones I don't really worry about too much. Him, what the problem was is he had like that thick gloss on him.
Yeah.
And that's what's giving him problems. And then quickly for the articulation, Arnes.
None. Sweet, I did my job today.
You can go home. So we just had a little dilemma, is setting up these guys for comparisons. A spider tried to assault Titanosaurus and we couldn't have that.
I'm pretty sure Titanosaurus would have won, Steve.
I don't know, that was a pretty big spider. Because... Spoiler, if you guys didn't know, I film in my basement. That is where my studio is at. We have a little separate room. So, needless to say, there's a lot of spider webs.
His basement is creepy.
Yeah, so one of them was trying to be Kamunga and just decided that he wanted to upstage this video, and we couldn't have that.
He wanted to be famous, Steve. Famous.
We're not even famous.
Exactly.
Unacceptable. But anyways, for a quick comparison, here we have the 30cm Godzilla 1975. Compared next to his movie counterparts with MechaGodzilla 75 and Titanosaurus, which just seeing this already makes me really happy that I picked him up.
Wait, Titanosaurus is bigger than any of them, even in a movie?
Yep, he was the tallest one.
What?
Yeah, it's because it's like stupid lonky giraffe neck.
Touche.
It just gave him way more advantage in the height category than the other two. Well, the Godzilla and MechaGodzilla were pretty much the same height because of the imposter thing. And for some quick comparisons, because we had to refilm this because my SD card corrupted.
It's not
Thankfully,
funny
the other stuff is fine, so cool. But here we have the 25cm Burning Godzilla and Destroya compared next to the 30cm
All right,
75.
Steve, so quickly explain again, why is the Destroya bigger than the 3075?
Because he is in scale with this guy. But
But
not with this guy.
But 75 is 30, Destroya is 25. Who did the math? Destroya is still bigger than the 75. I'm confused.
Your mom did the math. Ow. Stop hurting me. And here's compared to some Diamond Select base with the 74 Godzilla and 74 MechaGodzilla.
Steve, what is that monstrosity?
The 74 bank, we reviewed this. Thankfully, He's not replaced.
God, thank you, X-Plus, for all the great details.
And here is next to some Bandai vinyls with the 75 Godzilla and the Titanosaurus from the movie Monster series. And for some random comparisons, here is compared next to the Bandai Legacy Dragonzord and Titanus.
No, Steve, it's Titanosaurus.
I almost said that once.
I know.
It's good. We're good.
You can ride this one, though. He's shiny.
Woo. Can he? Just get him on the back. Off my faithful steed. So overall, with the X-Plus 30cm Godzilla 1975, I like this figure. Detail is really nice. There's a few things that I personally would have liked to have seen change, but for the most part, still a really nice figure to come out of the X-Plus line.
I was not impressed by him until I saw the bank. I was like, oh god, he looks amazing now.
Yeah, it's just like a little bit more paint would have been really nice to see on the figure, and some of the proportions to me seem a little off.
I think it's the pose, seriously. Like, they should have chose a different pose for him.
I don't know, like, I like the pose. It's just like the way his fingers are like connected together and everything just kind of just throws me through a little bit of a loop. But from what I've seen, it's still pretty accurate for what we saw with the movie. Then if you have the MechaGodzilla and the Titanosaurus to go along with him, he looks great next to them.
Yeah, he does.
And easily, if you have those two, there's no reason not to pick up this guy. But again, there is a Rick version with the MechaGodzilla head, so if you want your Godzilla holding a severed head, definitely look for that guy, though he is a little bit more money than this one.
Well, I mean, you gotta figure, you get two figures for one. With him, you don't need a mecha because he's already with him, you know?
But I still want the mecha. The mecha's still probably... It's close to my favorite X-Plus.
But he's already holding him. You get two figures for one, Steve. What do you want from
That doesn't count.
Yeah, it does. It's a head. It's a start. You just gotta build.
Oh, I was about to say something. I'm like, that would have not come out nearly as right as I wanted to. Would have been some fan fix of that one. But what do you guys think? If you guys picked up the X-Plus Godzilla 1975, what's your favorite Showa X-Plus? Or is Hey Say just more your thing? Please let us know in the comments. We'll have closer pictures of them on Facebook. You want to click the link in the description below. We'll also have exclusive prints on our Patreon account if you'd like to help support the channel. Also in the description. And help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a ranger today, and see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye.